So they taught you in school that the American Revolution was this polite, moderate, conservative little disagreement. Just some guys in wigs asking King George nicely to lower taxes. Bullshit. Truth is, it was radical as hell. A full-blown people's revolt against empire and oligarchy. And the ruling class has been whitewashing it ever since. Welcome back to the Stateless Standard. Today we're celebrating America's 250 years by cutting through the fake history lessons and giving you the raw, unfiltered truth. Inspired by Murray Rothbard, let's talk about the real nature of the American Revolution back in 1776. If you're sick of the sanitized textbook version, this one's for you. Hit like and smash that subscribe button if you're ready to reclaim the radical spirit of America's founding. Now let's get into it. Especially since the 1950s, America's been in the business of crushing revolutions overseas. So naturally, they had to rewrite their own history to make it look safe and harmless. They echo this guy Friedrich von Gentz, a paid hack for European kings who tried to isolate 1776 from every other revolution. Their story? It was unique, moderate, conservative, just preserving existing institutions from a little British overreach. Marvelously harmonious. No real changes, definitely not radical. Rothbard called this out as extreme naivete about what actual revolutions are. No revolution springs fully formed out of nowhere. They come from a long train of abuses by the state. People tolerate a lot until they don't. The Declaration of Independence lays it out plain and simple. Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government. It takes decades of escalating tyranny to make regular folks ditch their habits and risk everything. That breakthrough itself, that's radical. Mass revolutions drag everyday people into the fight. They're radical by nature, all of them. But the American Revolution went way deeper. It plugged straight into a radical libertarian lineage, from the English revolutionaries of the 1600s through the Commonwealth men, all the way to France and beyond. Natural rights, individual liberty, setting what ought to be against what is. That's revolutionary stuff. Americans were already rebellious as hell. Bacon's Rebellion, Rhode Island quasi-anarchists, the whole lot. Hit them with 18th century Enlightenment ideas, pile on British economic controls, constitutional violations, and religious meddling, and you get an explosion. They beat the mightiest empire on earth. That victory became a beacon for every oppressed person in Europe. The French Revolution? It drew serious oxygen from this fire. This wasn't a gentleman's war, it was the first successful war of national liberation against Western imperialism. A people's war. Zealots and fanatics rejected compromise. They used guerrilla tactics, harassment, mobility, surprise, starving the enemy before anyone wrote the manual. Mass support won the day. Washington's fancy European-style battles, often costly failures, and it tore society in two. This was a civil war. Roughly 100,000 Tories hunted, persecuted, property confiscated, expelled for good. It prefigured the French Revolution in ugly ways too. Paper money inflation, price controls that failed miserably. When formal government collapsed, Americans built spontaneous local committees. Parallel institutions. Dual power. In Pennsylvania, revolutionaries straight up replaced the old order. Nothing moderate or conservative about any of that. Critics say it was only external, just against Britain. More lies. The revolution smashed internal Tory elites propped up by London, freed trade from imperial cartels, broke up feudal land holdings, democratized land tenure, crushed Anglican establishments, pushed back against entail, primogeniture, and the slave trade. It threw power back to local, fragmented, quasi-anarchistic forms. For years, states barely dared tax people. Anti-central power was the American way. Suffrage expanded. The principle of no taxation without representation got applied at home. As historian Chilton Williamson noted, the revolution made explicit that voting shouldn't be tied to property the old way, and committed America to broader democratic suffrage. They didn't just rebel, they sat down and consciously rebuilt their polities using reason, added a Bills of Rights to protect our natural rights, for its mass participation, violence, and libertarian goals. The American Revolution was inescapably radical. Robert Palmer summed up its impact on Europe. The American Revolution proved that the liberal ideas of the Enlightenment might be put into practice. Ideas of the rights of man and the social contract of liberty and equality could be made the actual fabric of public life among real people in this world now. That's the lesson they've tried to bury. The same games continue today. Central bank looting via inflation, regulatory capture, dystopian surveillance, and forever wars for the powerful. The fake history exists to keep you compliant. Don't buy it, not even a little. Reclaim that radical spirit. Question authority. Build parallel systems. Prioritize self-ownership and natural rights. Your ancestors humbled the mightiest empire. The fight for liberty never ended. It just changed forms. If this video hit you, drop a comment with your biggest takeaway. Share it with someone still stuck in a textbook myth. Subscribe and give us a thumbs up, exposing the unfiltered truth about politics, economics, history, and everything else. Until next time, stay dangerous and stay free. Peace.